Hi, ladies and gentlemen. It's Anita here from Beef It Up Australia. This is a segment that we are going to be talking to a gentleman who lives up on the gorgeous Murray River in Koondrook, Barham, and he is an amazing man. I met this man at the Speak Up for Water rally late last year, and since then he has become a big supporter of Beef It Up Australia. I'd like to welcome Lloyd. How are you?
Well, thanks, Anita. Thanks for having me. I'm not sure I quite am an amazing man, but anyway, I'm someone trying to do something for our community.
Well, you do a wonderful job, so therefore you're amazing. You kick goals every week with your publication, which of course recently has gone onto online. So people that are not in the area to grab a hard copy once a week, they can actually go online and have a read of the Koondrook Barham newspaper.
Hi, I'm Kendall. Just a little bit of background with that. There's only sort of two independent papers in Barham, as in you've got the Kerrang paper, you've got the Swan Hill paper, they're owned by Sunraysia Daily up in Mildura, and then you've also got the Barham. So it's actually an independent, which is what we want. We don't want this Fairfax group. So when you talk about websites and stuff like that, it's not a conglomerate. He's built it all himself. So
that's great.
Yep. Sorry for butting in. I just thought
that's okay. Go butt away. Butt away.
Add my little two pieces in to understand that, you know, our small community and it's local stuff. It's what it is.
That's right. And just for anyone wondering who Kendall is one of our wonderful volunteers, one of many within the organisation. And Kendall likes playing with gadgets. She's the gadget chick. And so she's actually the one who is going to be producing our podcasts for us. And we're going to be having a chat to many, many people in the coming weeks, just as interesting as Lloyd. Lloyd, I just wanted to start with, how long has the newspaper been around?
So the bridge was started in 1909.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been around a little while. Me and my wife are the current custodians of it. So I had an injury and had to sell my farm, and the newspaper came up for sale, and I just thought that that'd be a great opportunity to still be involved within the community, and advocate and inform and hero all the great things that are done in our region.
So you really are the voice.
Well, we aim to be. We certainly try to strike a balance and act in the best interests of our community.
Beautiful. So do you have a journalist background?
No, I don't. After high school, I dropped out of high school early, and I went and became a diesel mechanic for a Caterpillar dealer. And then later on I went home to the farm, and while I was on the farm I got involved with some industry groups, so the rice industry, some environmental groups, so the Western Murray Land Improvement Group here, so I was involved with them and some steering committees with CMAs and land care and things. So just a general jack of all trades, master of none.
Well, you're doing a damn fine job. So was your farm a generational farm?
Yeah, so my grandfather moved up to Moolameen. They were originally farming down at Wedderburn, and they came up for the security of irrigation, funnily enough.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that very, very soon. Yep. Wow, okay. So how long have you been doing that for?
The newspaper?
Yeah.
We've had it just over 3 years, I think.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask you a question which, regardless where you're living, whether it be city or country, what do you feel the difference between reporting and media in the city is versus the country? Do you feel that we're a lot freer in the country to say it how it is compared to in the cities?
Yeah, I do. I think I think there's a great respect among people within our community, and we try and have open and honest dialogue with people. And sometimes that is talking about subjects that can be emotional. And in the city, they seem to, I suppose, remove so much of the content that it is just purely the bare minimum. And I find that really hard. I find it difficult even with politicians when they restrict their speech so much. So they plan these speeches and they have people review it, and it basically becomes nonsense. They actually don't speak with authenticity, and it's really hard to get a gauge on where they stand. We put our heart on the line in the stories I publish. I stand behind the things I say, and people know where I stand, and I think people in the country respect that. It comes with an authenticity that, it's like having a chat over the fence or in the bar or whatever. We may not agree, but I'm open to hearing your side, and most of them are open to hearing mine.
That's fantastic. So, but I know I'm on a lot of radio stations regularly, both city and country, and I have even noticed the different style of interviewing from the announcers really does change. Their language changes. City versus country, their understanding changes. They're more in depth in the cities, in their own little world, which they feel that they know what's going on out in the bush, but they don't. Whereas when I'm on a radio station which is in the country, it's really, as you said, it's that chat across the fence. And I won't mention one particular radio network, but they pretend that they understand, because unfortunately what is going on out in the bush at the moment is political, and of course some of these radio stations have got a particular political sway, so they try to discourage genuine, authentic, from the heart conversations.
And that's why the independent newspapers are so great. The Thai restaurant in Barham is exactly where the newspaper started, because I had a friend that bought that and done all the internals. And I think the original printing press is at the museum, isn't it, Lloyd?
Yeah, it's at the Flywheelers Museum, and the original bloke who used to set the hot metal type still comes in and folds papers for me. And
that's awesome.
He left school to go and work at the newspaper, so he went straight out of school, straight into the newspaper, worked at the paper his whole life, doing the hot metal. And he even had a heart attack on the job, or a stroke. And,
wow.
He gets out that edition and shows me and goes, "Oh, that's the one where I nearly died."
that can only happen in the bush. That is an amazing story. So, Lloyd, how do you actually source content for your newspaper?
I suppose we're really fortunate in that all the people within our office all live and work here, and many of us were raised in the community. So we often get walk-ins and conversations with people around the street. It's really just, for me, it's trying to be in tune with different aspects of our community. Everything from, so we've got timber industry here and agriculture. We've got a diverse range of agriculture, tourism. We are on the beautiful Murray River, so we're blessed with all these great assets and things. And for me, it's just about listening for the community and what their needs are, or what they want advocated or heroed. So.
That's fantastic.
And a pretty decent golf course too, isn't it?
Yep, it does. They do have a pretty special golf course.
So, if we can't find Lloyd in the office, do we find him out on the golf course?
No, you won't find me on the golf course. That probably wouldn't be good for my blood pressure. So.
No, exactly. So, Lloyd, just talking about community, how has your community coped with the current situation of the COVID-19?
We're a little bit blessed in regards to being in such a small community. All our amenities and things are quite local, so people were able to basically go about their day-to-day lives. It's been really hard on the businesses around the towns. We rely heavily on tourism, so that's had a major impact. But yeah, I mean, that's across the board in many communities. But yeah, it is a nice place to be in lockdown anyway. I'd hate to be in the suburbs or somewhere in lockdown, but at least here you can sort of walk out the door and look at the river.
Well, you do tease me every morning. I'm sorry to your wife to say that, but you do tease me every morning when I see your lives and you show the beautiful Murray. It's like, oh, you just stop it.
And the bridge at night, they've just redone the bridge across the Murray there, and the bridge at night it's unreal. If you stand near the hall side, they've got a beautiful park there, and you look back over that way, and it lights up. It's the new lights are just, it must be the LEDs, and it just reflects off the river and it flecks off the bridge and it just glows. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
And it's also a photographer's paradise with the bridge all lit up. It makes this a beautiful photo.
I was nearly going to say that. I have to get my cameras out and take a deep. I've got an old shot from where I'll stand before the bridge was done, and then I'll probably get one of it now. Like now, it's so pretty. It is so pretty at night.
I was going to say, shush you two. I think I might want to. I want to go and do a tree change. I think. Do you need a new resident up there?
The Kerrang, the houses are cheap. I don't know about Barham, but and Koondrook, but Kerrang, the houses are. Yeah, you could. Yeah, it's just it's amazing. Like you go to Swan Hill and it's 4 or 5 times the price of what you'd buy in Kerrang. You could pick up a house for $150,000.
Wow!
And it would have like 2 bathrooms. Just lovely house. Anywhere else it'd be $250,000, $350,000. So prices are cheap.
There you go. So just on that topic, that brings me to my next question, Lloyd. Whereabouts is Barham Koondrook? So a lot of people, they hear of places but they never head out, and we encourage people to actually go and be a local in the town, stay in the town for that night, just go and hang out with the locals. Of course we can't do that as much as we used to, but it's soon we can. So Barham Koondrook, so you're on the border of New South Wales, Victoria.
That's correct. In northern Victoria, we are about 3 and a bit hours from Melbourne, so it's not that far up the road from some major centres. We're situated about halfway between Echuca and Swan Hill. Most people are sort of familiar with those 2 larger centres. And we're really blessed with our natural environment here. We've got some great rivers and creeks and forests around. So we've got the Gumbower Forest, and we've got the Guttram Forest, and we've also got the Koondrook Paracuta Forest on the New South Wales side. So there's lots of things here to see and do, and it's a really special place to be.
Awesome. Now, you've just mentioned that special word, water. How has your community been impacted because of the Murray-Darling Basin issue?
That's a huge issue. It's been a huge issue even since I was just finishing high school. It's been the best part of 20 years we've been advocating for a fair hearing. The Basin Plan started with pretty good intent. I don't think anyone would have disagreed when John Howard talked about, a triple bottom line of a healthy environment and healthy farms and healthy communities, and that's what we've strived throughout the history of our region. We've had really good environmental champions programs, and even the rice industry used to give water back to the Murray under the Living Murray project and things. And then, so the Basin Plan came around, and initially we were all pretty supportive, but it seems to have been railroaded by politics, which has been really disastrous. We've seen areas around us have had 70% losses in unemployment. So, 70% of the jobs there, some regions have gone. We've had other areas have had 50% of their water purchased back, and it hasn't been done in a strategic approach. It's been sort of a Swiss cheese. So we've got communities with stranded assets and farmers with stranded assets. And it makes the delivery of water really inefficient. And then, that's had flow-ons with the school. The high school here's lost 50% of their students since I went there. So,
just on delivery, I know that Lower Murray Water, I think it is, actually going around and they're closing the channels down. They're going to a farmer and say, yes, you've got 3 channels or 4 channels coming into your property. You've got this amount of water. We don't want this channel anymore. So we're going to do this and this. So they're also not only reducing the water flow, they're reducing the amount of outlets a farmer can have. So it's once the channel comes in one way, it's up to the farmer to build something to get the water from the new outlet that they want to push.
Yeah, and it's really, really challenging. So Victoria's been doing the Northern Victorian irrigation upgrade. It's like a $2 billion project, and they're focusing 100% on water efficiency, which in the real world has some real challenges. So currently, most of the channels are all open air, so there was no energy requirements from source. So in Hume Dam or wherever, all the way to the farm, we didn't have to pump anything. So no energy, no diesel, no electricity, no carbon. And now they're going to plastic lining or piping. And when they go to plastic lining, they rip all the trees and the bushes and the shrubs out along the channels. We've had thousands of kilometres of channels, which are essentially vital wildlife corridors. Yes. Because they have goannas and possums and all these things that feed and water and birds and they've plastic lined them, so we're getting thousands of animals dying in the rivers, in the channels, because they can't get out because they've got black plastic all the way to the edge. They've taken all the little grass and all the bushes and all the things off the edge, which all the birds and things used to feed on, the insects and bits and bobs around. And then, plastic, the piping, they can't actually get access to any water. And so we end up with these, a process that is supposedly to restore the balance, which I feel isn't the best thing for a holistic approach. It requires more energy, pumping. And when we're talking about broadacre irrigation, we actually need cheap water transmission to be able to grow crops and remain viable.
That's just absolutely crazy. I mean, obviously it was a bureaucratic decision to do that, and they didn't consult with the stakeholders, which, shock horror, it's just another situation of people hear these stories and they just get blown away, but then we have to tackle with the environmentalists and the greenies and the people that are sitting at the desks and they have no idea. So the next thing that I want to talk about is all 3 of us, Kendall, yourself and myself, we're very big supporters of Speak Up for Water. And of course, through Beef It Up Australia, we are very, very big supporters of that. Speak Up for Water held a rally in Canberra last year, towards the end of last year, and to this day we still haven't got any solutions for our irrigators. Now, Lloyd, we're going to be doing something at the end of July, August, aren't we?
Yeah, so somewhere in August, I think, is I'm aiming. I've decided whether it is a stupid idea or not, but I'm walking from Koondrook, Barham, all the way up to the Hume Dam.
Well, it's certainly not a stupid idea because you're doing it. You're doing it for your communities, and you're doing it for something that we are all passionate about, and that is, and well, it's water. Water is life in more than one ways. But the Lloyd's Walk for Water is going to be more than just you going for a stroll down the highway. It's going to be aimed at calling into the communities on your way, connecting with the communities, letting people know that you're doing it for the community.
Yeah. I really, we often, even when we're going to Can the Plan rally with Speak Up organised in Canberra, we get all this negative media that says these are angry irrigators, and they weren't. They're actually mums and dads and kids and grandparents who all love their environment and their farms and really affected. And I sit around kitchen tables getting people's stories, and people break down in tears at the way they're treated and what they're seeing happening to our environment. And so for me, it was just, I had this idea. I was like, well, how do I showcase some of these stories of the communities and do it in a way that's not confrontational, that can't be construed that it's angry irrigators going to Canberra or whatever, but I can go along and I can encourage people to come out to their farm fence or come out from the town and meet me on the road, and we can have a chat and just, two people having a chat about the circumstances and the things they're going through.
And connecting, and that's the big thing. Excuse me, with mental health. This is a very big issue out in the bush, and that is exactly why Beef It Up Australia exists. And that's why I would like to put to you, Lloyd, that Beef It Up Australia would love to get behind what you're doing, purely because we believe in you, we believe in the communities out there, and we believe that they need a voice. So what we would like to do is, when you're going through the townships, which Deniliquin, Finley, Berrigan, how long have I missed? I've missed a couple, haven't I?
Corowa.
Blighty, yeah.
Blighty, yeah.
We'll go Blighty. Yep, we'll basically stay them.
We're in Blighty this Saturday. We're in Blighty with Flemmo. So there you go.
Beautiful.
So what we would like to do is we have donations through 1,000 paddocks that are sitting in trust at the Australian Horizons Foundation. So what I'm going to do is we're going to actually meet up with you in these towns, and Flemmo will be with us, and of course you met Flemmo when we were out at Walkall. And
yeah, you guys came and supported Walkall, which was fantastic.
Yeah, so we're going to come and give a night of laughs. Well, Flemmo will give a night of laughs. So we can have a bit of a party for when Lloyd comes to town on his walk for water. But the other thing that I've been talking to a few of the volunteers and to yourself previous to this interview, and I think the general consensus is that we put this opportunity to good use and see if we can raise some more paddocks. So, of course, a paddock is $5. A paddock is, you're going to be walking through past a lot of paddocks.
Yep.
And we can pay it forward to some of the communities that are more inland in the Murray-Darling Basin, and give them the same opportunity of us coming out and giving them some laughs. So I spoke with Flemmo yesterday about it, and he said, absolutely, I'm there, whatever you need, I'm there, which that's what he does because he's just a really cool guy.
Yeah. No, well, it is. It's about connection, about reuniting people. There's a lot of communities feeling quite isolated, and it'd be good to create some unity across the basin, and you guys do a fantastic job in getting out and just bringing people together.
Thank you.
An important time. Yep.
Well, everybody involved with Beef It Up, yourself, Kendall, everyone that's involved. We all do it because we care, and we care about our rural communities, and we care about your community, and that's why we're talking to you. So, Lloyd, I have one more question before we go.
Mm.
You can answer this in any way that you want.
Yep.
We're going to be finishing off all of our talks to people with this question. What's your beef?
What's my beef? My beef is that we have a political system that has been so far removed from the common person. I don't care where you come from or anything. I like the person, and I like what's in a person's heart, and I just think we've got to get back to the people. Most of us are just fantastic, and when you get to know people, it's just a lovely experience. We can all come together and we can make the country great again.
Well, I don't think you're alone with that beef, but that is fantastic. Look, Lloyd, we're going to be following you on social media. We're going to be supporting you every way that we can. and just keep up the good work. Keep being the voice for your community, and more importantly for your community. Anyone who is listening to this in Lloyd's community or any other community going through, whether it be the Murray-Darling Basin issue, the drought, financial hardship, anything like that, keep your chin up and remember you're not alone. Go and talk to a mate. Thank you
absolutely.
much. Thank you so much for your time, Lloyd. Thank you, Kendall.
Thank you.
My gadget girl. And
thanks very much for having me.
We'll see you out near a paddock, I think.
That's a date.
All righty. Thank you so much, everybody. See you later, Lloyd.
Thanks, guys.